Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby. Today I'll be doing a sneak peek of offhand shadow equipment for Magic users. When shadow equipment gets released, we'll start off with 15% progress. For this video, I'll be analyzing the plus 15 Creepers Agreement, the plus 15 Peak Platter, and also discussing the plus 15 Arcane Codex. All three of which are at 15% progress. Here are the English descriptions for the three offhands of interest. At 15% progress, you'll only get 15% of the properties shown here. All three are definitely viable for Magic users. When 50% progress becomes available, all three will have special abilities. But the one of note is the Arcane Codex, which will give True Sight for 3 seconds with a 60-second cooldown. This is the most unique ability among the three, and the other two just give a bit more survivability. I'll analyze all three offhands and provide my recommendations, so stay tuned for the results. I'll be doing damage tests with Genos since it has consistent damage. Here's a quick overview of my gear. I don't have Magic Ancient equipment on this account, so I'm using quite a lot of the old best in slot gear. I also do not have the Magic Crit gear either. In addition, I don't use any of the Oracle Mirror or Ancient Relics to keep the damage test simple. For offhand, I'm using Demon Hunter's Trophy for the Ignore Magic defense, and I also have the 20% Ignore Magic defense random attribute. I also have 20% Ignore Magic defense from the enchant. I used the Alistar card for 15% more damage to MVPs. For armor, I'm using the Star Shatter's Gown, primarily for the magic penetration. I'm using the Moonax Star card for the 15% Ignore Magic defense. For garment, I'm using Divine Feather's Clothes that gives Ignore Magic defense and skill damage. I used the Zanubia card for the skill damage. For footgear, I used the White Gem Boots for the magic attack percentage. I used the Gazzetti card for damage reduction. For my first accessory, I used Kraken's Eye for the magic attack and Ignore Magic defense. I used the Fire Witch Star card for Ignore Magic defense. For my second accessory, I used Kraken's Eye with the Fire Witch card. For my weapon, I used Unlimited with the Samurai Incantation card for magic penetration percentage, and the Abysmal Knight card for MVP damage. For head, I used Norma the Unicorn for the skill damage, and the Machine Dragon Wing card for 15% damage to MVPs. For face, I used Winter Crown for the skill damage. For mouth, I used Light Food for skill damage. For back, I used Love Goddess and had the Ignore Magic defense plus 20% enchant. For tail, I used Summer Banana Split for the MVP damage. For Adventure Handbook, I have 67% magic attack deposit and 3217 magic attack. If you need BCC to roll for better gear and cards, then try Smile.1. Smile.1 allows you to get discounted BCC and premiums for Ragnarok Mobile. They have been around for more than 8 years and have lots of global business partners for other games too. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks to Smile.1 for sponsoring this video. Here are my base stats without shadow equipment, with B-meals, and self buffs. I have 26,000 magic attack. I have 44% magic penetration, 42.5% skill damage increase, 177% magic damage, 84% magic damage increase, and 200.5% Ignore Magic defense. In my previous video, where I did physical classes, there were lots of people who wanted 200% Ignore defense, since this is the optimal percentage versus legend instances. So this time, I tried to get as close to 200% Ignore Magic defense as I could. I cast self buffs, I run towards the golem, I hit the golem for 1.13 million damage. Next, I use Creeper's Agreement at 15% progress. I have no enchants on this. Here are my stats. I have 26,000 magic attack. I have 44% magic penetration. 42.5% skill damage increase. 177.4% magic damage, up by 0.4%. 84% magic damage increase. And 208.1% ignore magic defense, up by 7.6%. I cast self buffs. I run towards the golem. I hit the golem for 1.13 million damage. I will summarize this data at the end so you can see all the digits. Next, I use Peak Platter at 15% progress. I have no enchants on this either. Here are my stats. I have 26,000 magic attack. I have 45.2% magic penetration, up by 1.2%. 42.5% skill damage increase. 180% magic damage, up by 3%. 84% magic damage increase. And 200.5% ignore magic defense. I cast self buffs. I run towards the golem. I hit the golem for 1.15 million damage. Here's a summary. Similar to when I did the physical damage test, if you're close to the 200% ignore magic defense, you'll start seeing diminishing returns. Although Creeper Agreement gives you more than 7% ignore magic defense, it still can't compete with the magic penetration or the magic damage from Peak Platter. It's unfortunate that Creeper Agreement barely does any damage when you're at 200% ignore magic defense. If you have less than 200% ignore magic defense, which I think is the case for many people, then Creeper's Agreement will be great. Unfortunately for magic users, it's very hard to get ignore magic defense. It's a lot easier for physical damage users since the Minora's card deposited is an easy way to get 50% ignore defense. If you already have 200% ignore magic defense, then Peak Platter will be the winner. Next, how about Arcane Codex? From a PvP perspective, it's very interesting due to the True Sight skill unlocked at 50% progress. I'm going to show its effect with Magic Ninja. Here's the Scorching spell. You can see the cast time, skill cooldown, and cast delay. Without Shadow Equipment, you can see the same cooldown stats. Now I add the Arcane Codex with 15% progress into my Shadow Equipment. 15% of the stats in Arcane Codex is extremely low. You'll see that the time barely changed. Personally, I think unless it gets to 50% progress, you'll barely notice a difference in the skill cooldown or the cast delay. I would recommend holding off on Arcane Codex for now and wait until 50% progress is available before investing in this. However, one neat interaction that you can do is the set bonus with Bunny Slippers. Here I equip Bunny Slippers into my main slots. Unfortunately, you cannot turn this into Shadow Equipment. You can see the set bonus to reduce skill cooldown by 5% is active. Next, when I check the Scorching skill again, it is true that the skill cooldown went down by 5%. The set bonuses aren't set to 15% progress, which is great. Also, the shoes don't have to be in the Shadow Equipment slot to get the bonuses. That's it for Magic Offhands. I'll be covering the other Shadow Equipment slots in the future. Please add your questions in the comment section and I'll try to address them. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Here's a video that I would recommend. If you like sneak peeks, check out this playlist.